Nobody saw this betrayal coming. And if these spoilers are even halfway true, Port Charles is about to explode in ways we are not ready for. I'm talking affairs exposed, secret fathers, violent confrontations, and a possible murder setup that could destroy Carly forever. And trust me, guys, the deeper I looked into these Monday, May 18 predictions, the uglier things started to get. So let's get into it because honestly, this episode feels less like a normal Monday and more like the beginning of absolute chaos. We're starting with Alexis, and I did not expect to see this woman standing side by side with Rick after everything they've been through. I mean, let's not forget, these two were once at each other's throats so badly that Alexis literally had Rick locked up. That kind of history does not just disappear overnight. But somehow they're now coming together for Molly. And if you ask me, that alone already feels emotional. Alexis and Rick are reportedly planning some kind of farewell gathering for Molly before she leaves town to promote her new book. On the surface, it sounds sweet, civilized, almost peaceful. But the vibe underneath this whole thing feels way heavier than people realize. Because what if this isn't just a temporary goodbye? What if the writers are quietly preparing Molly's exit? And honestly, the timing is suspicious. Molly's life has been messy for months now, emotionally draining, constantly pulling her in different directions. So, the idea of her leaving Port Charles for a fresh start actually makes sense. But here's where things start getting messy again. Cody may want to go with her. Yeah, that part caught my attention immediately. Because if Molly leaves town with Cody, there's one huge complication sitting out there waiting to explode, TJ. We already know TJ is overseas right now, but there are whispers that he could be returning very soon. And if Molly reconnects with him while she's away, oh, this situation could turn into a complete emotional disaster. Imagine Cody thinking he's building a future with Molly, only for her unresolved feelings for TJ to come crashing back into the picture. That triangle is not dead. Not even close. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if Molly's trip ends with her realizing she never fully let TJ go. But somehow, that's still not the biggest relationship disaster happening right now. Because Chase is about to get exposed in the worst way possible. Guys, this affair storyline is spiraling fast. The private investigator hired by Michael may finally have the evidence everyone feared. Photos. Real proof. And if those pictures go public, there is absolutely no way Brooklyn is going to sit there quietly and forgive Chase. Not Brooklyn. No chance. I actually think this could completely destroy their marriage overnight. And the really painful part? Brooklyn had started imagining a future with Chase as a father figure through the adoption process. She trusted him. She believed they were building something stable. But once she finds out he cheated, everything changes. I could honestly see Brooklyn pulling his role in the adoption immediately. But here's the cruel irony. Without Chase, her chances of adopting that baby become even harder. And that's where things suddenly take a very unexpected turn because there may be another man entering this storyline. The baby's biological father. Yeah. Now that changes everything. There's growing speculation that Brooklyn could form a connection with the child's real father instead. And honestly, that twist might completely replace Chase in her future. It sounds wild at first, but the more you think about it, the more it actually fits this show's pattern. Broken marriage, emotional betrayal. Then suddenly, a new man appears connected to the same child she's trying to protect. Classic soap chaos. But wait, It gets even stranger because Ethan may be hiding one of the biggest secrets in town right now. Apparently, Ethan is seen alone, burning a photograph, and the question immediately becomes, whose photo was it? If it belongs to Delilah, then this story just entered dangerous territory because there's a growing theory that Ethan could actually be Phoebe's biological father. And honestly, I can't stop thinking about how perfectly this could connect back to Brooke Lynn. Think about it. If Ethan truly loves Phoebe and Brooke Lynn also wants to protect and raise that child, the show may be quietly building an emotional bridge between them. Not through romance first, but through shared responsibility. That's the kind of slow burn setup soaps love. And weirdly enough, Ethan and Brooke Lynn together actually makes sense to me. Two emotionally wounded people finding connection through a child? Yeah, I can absolutely see the writers going there. But while some people are trying to build families, others are ready to throw fists because over at Metro Court, Curtis may completely lose control. And honestly, this situation with Isaiah is getting uglier by the second. Curtis reportedly believes Isaiah caused the accident and ran away afterward, then had the nerve to keep flirting with Portia like nothing happened. So now Curtis is reaching a breaking point emotionally, and there are spoilers hinting that things could become physical between the two men. But here's the thing that makes this story interesting. Almost nobody else agrees with Curtis. Portia still believes Isaiah is innocent. A lot of people in town see Isaiah as a good doctor and a decent man, which means Curtis may end up isolating himself if he keeps pushing this vendetta too far. And you know what that usually means in Port Charles? It means the angry person is about to make a terrible mistake. Meanwhile, Jordan may finally be getting closer to the truth, and this part gave me chills. Jordan is supposedly starting to recover fragments of memory connected to the hit and run. Small details, shapes, maybe even part of the vehicle itself. And if those memories become clearer, somebody out there should be terrified right now. Because Jordan is not the type to let something go once she senses the truth. And speaking of people who should probably be terrified, Sidwell may be pushing Sonny way too far. Apparently, Sidwell starts getting flirtatious with Turner, completely unaware that Sonny is watching everything unfold. And guys, Sonny has been holding himself back for a long time now. Too long. You can only poke a man like Sonny so many times before something snaps. I genuinely think we could be heading toward a violent confrontation. Especially if Sonny believes Turner feels uncomfortable and Sidwell keeps crossing lines anyway. That protective side of Sonny, it becomes dangerous when emotion takes over. And honestly, I don't think Sidwell understands who he's dealing with. But the darkest spoiler of all may belong to Carly. Because what Cullum might do next is absolutely terrifying. After Brennan's stroke, Cullum starts aggressively questioning Carly about how involved she really was with Brennan and everything surrounding him. Carly insists she doesn't know what happened. She denies any responsibility. But Cullum doesn't buy it for 1 second. And the more he pushes, the more this starts feeling less like an investigation and more like a setup. Because there's growing speculation that Cullum may become obsessed with taking Carly down by any means necessary. And when I say any means, I mean something horrifying. Imagine this scenario for a second. Cullum goes to the hospital. Brennan is vulnerable, unable to defend himself. And then suddenly Brennan dies. Now imagine all the evidence somehow leading straight back to Carly. Guys, If that happens, Carly's entire life could implode overnight. And honestly, the scary part is that Carly may never even see it coming. That's what makes this storyline feel so dangerous to me. It's not just about revenge anymore. It's about manipulation, framing, and psychological warfare. Somebody is moving pieces behind the scenes, and Carly could end up trapped before she even realizes she's being hunted. And the craziest part? This feels like only the beginning. Because Monday's episode has the energy of a setup chapter, the calm before multiple disasters collide at once. Relationships are cracking, old feelings are resurfacing, secrets are starting to leak out, and somewhere in the middle of all this chaos, somebody's life may be destroyed permanently. But I think the biggest question right now is this. Who gets exposed first? Chase? Ethan? Isaiah? Carly? Or is there somebody else hiding an even darker secret we haven't uncovered yet? Because if Port Charles has taught us anything, it's that the real bombshell usually drops right when everybody thinks they finally understand the story.